Yeah. Cadence through the ceiling, it's the vibe you give and running through my heart. Music drives my
Hey
feelings.
everybody, what's going down? It's your girl Jay Renee. You know I always got something to say. And today, oh my goodness, I am here with. I've watched your career for so long. Y'all give it up for God, Body Bingo.
Praise. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You've been a creator for so long, as far as your artistry goes. You from the north. You from that
Yeah.
north side, okay?
Yes, for
Acres
sure.
Homes to be exact. But your music transcends across, all areas of Houston and then some.
Man,
And
thank
I know you've been a part of artist workshops. I remember you did one, I believe, where Maya, the singer Maya, you all had some type of workshop with that.
you. Yeah, well, that was a writing camp, making music for that was through Issa Rae's company Radio, and we were making music for the show Rap Shit. And unfortunately, I didn't get any placements, but man, that experience was like that was my first experience like that, like a real industry experience. And the people I met, and just the insight I got. Like I met, it's people in my who number in my phone right now, Grammy winners, Grammy nominated, platinum plaque. You know what I'm saying? I met these people in a 3 day span in Miami, just being invited to that camp, and I got to that camp off of good music and a relationship. So I'm super grateful for that. So yeah.
You got to tell me, being from the north side, how was it? Like, what was your introduction to music?
Man, my first reference point was my father, God rest his soul. Like he wasn't the type to get in and play the radio, and he was like he was older, but like he was born in the '60s, but he was very much into hip hop. Like so, he rode around playing his own CDs and tapes, and it was Eminem, Ice Cube, Scarface, Ghetto Boys, and into the CD era, 50 Cent, like just he like gangster rap essentially. So that's what I early on. I'm 3, 4, 5. The first words I'm learning is songs to gangster rap songs, and I'm getting some of the R&B vibes from my mama because she playing 102. But of course, being a young boy, you want to be like your dad. So I'm naturally gravitating towards hip hop, and then I think I'm very into words and stuff like that too. I've always been like smart as far as like knowing big words as a kid. I was reading early things like that. So like the lyricism always caught my attention as well. And to kind of reference being from the north, the first time I ever wrote a rap was to Slim Thug's beat for Like a Boss. So being from the north and Slim Thug being from the north, that resonated because I'm like he's shouting out places I've seen. My brother literally went to school with Slim Thug, like high school at Eisenhower. So yeah, like seeing people from where I'm from, like Swisher House, essentially. Like, of course, I was heavily influenced by SUC as well, UGK, everything Houston, but definitely seeing like J Dog literally from Acres Home, so that means something to me. So, Lil Mario, let's say a bunch of Swisher House, Paul Wall, you feel me? So Comedian there, so all that was a heavy influence as well as like what I'm hearing from my pops and then some family members, and then you get go to school, your friends playing certain things. So yeah.
Talk to me about your first project off the books.
Off the books. So off the books was so before off the books I had done I'll say my career, I've been rapping since I was a kid. Like so I wrote to Like a Boss, I was probably like 10 years old. And I recorded for the first time when I was about 12 years old. So I've been kind of but I was never quote unquote serious. You know, some people they've been serious since that young, but I wasn't that serious just yet. But I did catch the bug there early. And then so I'll say my career began like I had a whole different name before this. I became God Body Bingo in 2018, and every year from 18 to 20, I dropped a 4 track EP, kind of just trying to figure out how to put projects together, trying to do like a smaller body of work so people actually listen to the whole thing. And pandemic hit, of course, and then during 2020, a lot of things changed. Like I'm sure for other people they did too. So I knew it was time for me to do something, and I wanted to make a full statement essentially. So off the books came from me working on shorter projects and doing shows, open mic, stuff like that, and feeling like it was time for me to say something, complete a thought, and say something with a full body of work, more songs, more serious. And yeah, so off the books was born out of that. And off the books really was an old idea. I actually was gonna drop off the books in like 2017, and it's like it was a total different. Maybe like one or two songs survived that 2017 version that came out in 2021. But I like, to be honest, I was scared to put out a full length. It was gonna be like 9, 10 songs back then, and I was a little afraid. I'm like, is people gonna listen to a full album from me? I don't know. So that's what made me go into making the EPs, which was my In the Flesh series. I did 3 of those. But yeah, going into making the version off the books that came out, so I went through a lot of changes 2020, like the relationship I was in, I got out of, I switched jobs, kind of switched the people I was working with a little bit. And like by the time 2021 came, I really feel like I had put the full album together. And it was taking a while to get everything mixed and mastered. And in the midst of getting ready to roll the album out, my father passes. So I almost didn't even put the album out, just being depressed and grieving. But I realized like he would have wanted me to keep going because he really believed in me, and ended up being a great success for me. It landed me in almost every publication you can think of in the city, from the Chronicle to the Press to Houstonia, like whatever you
I
can
was
think of.
I was definitely about to get into that. What was that like? Like you're seeing your music transcend across all these different platforms, and like you said, even in the Houston Chronicle, here, baby, that's big. The Houston Chronicle right
Oh,
there.
man,
And
absolutely.
like so, I mean, like you were just, what was that emotion? Take me through that emotional.
Man, like I said, like literally in the midst of the grieving, like my pops passed in June of 21. The album came out in August. And in between that time, I almost scrapped the whole thing. So the emotions was a whirlwind, not to, no pun intended, but and for me to see the response to it, we had a listening party, a release party the day it came out, and like it was kind of short notice, but we still filled up the room. People came out, and I said, seeing different publications pick it up, seeing people like just live with the music, and I'm getting contacted almost every day about a favorite song, seeing people post it. Like the emotions were very high. I felt like I made my pops proud, essentially, knowing I put something out after he passed. Like I got to play it for him, but never like the full mix and master version. He got to hear the rough version, but knowing the last full album he listened to was able to come out and people get to hear it, that was a blessing to me for sure. And I said it landed me in all these publications. It landed me in that writing camp I was talking about earlier, and it showed me that when I put my mind to something, I can really get it done. And it led to me making better music since then, I believe.
I also want to get into, because I love that you love your dad so much. Like you give so much honor and credit to him, as well as God at the same time.
Absolutely.
And I think we can hear all of that in your newest album, Last Name First.
And thank you, thank you,
So
thank
go ahead, get into it. Um, Tell me why name it Last Name First.
you. Oh man, so my last name is Bingham, and originally I was gonna call the album Bingham, uh, but I like just like the things I've learned and done over the last few years. I knew I wanted to make something everybody could relate to. Pick the last name first. I'm at it right now, but I wanted to make something everybody could relate to because this understanding, like as a songwriter, and this like the mind of a person, almost even. Like I really wanted to tell my story, but as a creative, I wanted to expand and be able to talk about more things. If you listen to Off the Books versus Last Name First, is Off the Books is very much like about Echoes Holmes, about my experiences, about my thoughts and energy, and this is no different as far as the sentiment, but the perspective is wider. I feel like I worked on writing songs that were, it's kind of an oxymoron. They were more personal, but also more general at the same time. Because I think I was more detailed, but I also was like thinking about how could this relate to everyone as I created these songs. And yeah, like really my whole, and it switched the last name first, like I said, to make it more relatable for any. I wanted to, instead of just putting my own name, I wanted to put everybody's name on my album, essentially. And while, like I said, while making it personal yet still general. And my whole family matters to me. My mom is super huge in my life. Me and my sister are very close. I have nieces and nephews. And with my father passing, I'm kind of like the man for all of them, essentially. So
Like you became the glue of the family.
it's in a sense, yeah. Like not take no credit away from anybody else in my family, but like for a lot of people, I'm the first male they'll call if they have an issue. So and I kind of wear that, and I'm proud of that. So and that ended up going into the music, and as I started creating it, I thought I was gonna make an album about my family, but I ended up making an album about myself and my in relation to my family. Um, and yeah, it turned into just me kind of like off the books. Like I said, it started back in like 2017. Oh, it's verses from that old that came out in 2021. But this one was more of a small. It was supposed to come out in 2024, but just timing and rollout. But everything is from like mid 2022 to 2024 that I wrote. So it's like a shorter time span. Everything post me being, I guess, 25 or so, and it's just really an update on my life since I had lost my dad. If you listen to each song about just like the different places I've been, the different things I've seen, the different feelings I felt, the wins, the losses, everything is embedded into the music.
The change between the God body being what we knew while your father was alive and here with us, and then how you have transcended into becoming your own man. And I mean, you always been your own man, but I'm saying like being solo dolo out here.
Right, exactly. Like I mentioned in our forward times piece how um one of my coping mechanisms was like understanding how different me and his life was. Like he lost his dad when he was like 9. And so I lost him when I was 25. So it's like, yeah, of course I'm sad. I'm aggrieved either way, and my process is my process. But he had to figure it out way earlier than me. He had brothers and stuff too, like more siblings. But he watched his mama work multiple jobs. He had to figure out his way, and he didn't have he didn't have like the same type of father figure I had, like his actual father. And so for me to have my father up to 25, I know a lot of people never have him, or they lose him way earlier than that, or they still alive and they don't have a relationship with him. So I'm super grateful for that, and it helped mold me into who I am. And then, well, it's like again a loving mother, a close sister, you know what I'm saying, things like that. But yeah, it was definitely a show of the growth and the change of mindset and the realization of a few things about myself. I think that's what the album really is about, like understanding as you go through it. By the time you get towards the end, it's like I figure out everything I've been looking for is inside of me. So yeah.
I want you to discuss um, the push for your independence as far as being an artist goes, because a lot of people don't know there are a lot of artists in Houston that they push themselves, right? They get out the mud themselves, and I want you to discuss, your your independency, like you choosing to remain independent, to have your say so in everything regarding you, having your last name first in a sense.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, being an independent artist is embedded in the culture here, of course. And said for 9 times out of 10, that's how you gonna start, just because you probably ain't got the momentum for nobody to sign you from day one anyway. But for me, it's not even necessarily that I'm anti-deal or anti anything. Only thing I'm anti is giving up my rights and create. I'll say creative control too, because I'm particular. Like I'm not about to just put out no anything. I'm not finna just say no anything, wear no anything, none of that. So I'm not necessarily like independent because I don't want to sign a deal. I'm independent because I got to sign the right deal if I do. I don't want to. I want to have full ownership. I want to keep as much of my publishing, really all of my publishing, if I can too. I'm really more interested in signing a partnership with somebody, if anything. And that's just knowing the value I bring. Because I know a lot of that stuff, they looking at your numbers. And my numbers aren't like extravagant. I'm not millions of streams quite yet, but I know like the value I have in my songwriting and the song creation, song structure, sequencing, like every aspect of the shit. I'm not actually making beats like physically, but I'm still touching the production too with ideas, making them phone calls to have musicians on records and things like that. Um, so yeah, so knowing the value I bring both from a music side and the business side, because also I sell merchandise, I throw events. I'm a dot connector. I got a lot of relationships. I'm damn near giving other artists consultations at this point because a lot of people come to me and ask me how I do the things I do. So knowing that these are all things part of my repertoire and I'm able to do, I don't sell myself short in that way, and I continue to just it's a grind for sure. Trust me, I had days where I'm like, why the fuck did I choose to make music? Like, who told me
Yeah.
to do this?
Yeah.
Because it's not easy. I can admit, being a kid, I thought it was gonna be easier than I thought. Like, I did my first mixtape, so to speak, when I was 18, senior in high school, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna put this shit out and somebody gonna see my shit on that piff, and I'm gonna get the call, and I'm gonna end up getting flew out somewhere and sign a record deal, and I'm gonna be the next, I don't know, J. Cole, Big Crit, Kendrick Lamar, somebody like that. And that's clearly not what happened. But but I'm so in love with the music itself, and I fall in love with the process that I'm willing to stay on this grind because I know what I'm looking for is coming, and a lot of things I was looking for I've already done on my own. So yeah,
That's one thing I do love about our artists here. Like the grind never stops, the hustle never stops.
right,
And I can say this as a Houstonian, like we just don't give up. Like we don't just be like, okay, that's it. We get
yeah.
what we want and be chilling. Like no, we still grind for our last name first.
Absolutely, yeah,
Yeah,
man. Because like
yeah.
it's really all about the family. We all like I didn't really get into music necessarily for it to be like the quote unquote get rich, but one of the main reasons I want more money out of it is so I can continue just to do it as much as I want to do it. But I know like the things I can bring to my family with more revenue is special. I can change somebody's life. I can change my own life. I can have us set up, and I know it's that type of money in this. Despite like a lot of people talk about how there's no more money in music, and it's that's true and not true because there's a lot of different ways to make money in music. It's not just record sales. Like there's a lot of opportunities that come from being a successful musician or artist, from brand deals, sync placements, getting paid to even create music. It's a lot of people got budgets out there for music, so I want to be able to start tapping into some of them budgets and stop coming out of me and my manager pocket for anything. So,
I want you like go into you performing because you have one aspect of music when you're, recording, you're in the booth and you put the music out. But performing in front of people, that's a totally different aspect.
oh, 1,000%. Have you ever seen me perform?
I don't think I have. I, I
Oh man,
I
you
don't think I have. I know. It's been a while because I know we've been in touch since I used to work back at the radio station and I was,
right.
putting everybody's music on air. And man, I need to see you perform for real.
I'm gonna definitely keep you in the loop. I don't know when this is gonna air, but on the 24th, I'm gonna be at the old local seat, the art room, courtesy of locals only. I got a 15-minute set there. This is my first like show in the city since the album came out. I was at I was in Austin for like during South by. I did one show out there, but it's gonna be my first show in the city since the album came out. So if you can make it that night, that'll be a great time to see me. But I'm working on some stuff too, so I'm gonna keep you in the loop though. But you definitely got to be there next time. I really like have a long set too for sure. But performing, man, like coming up, I definitely had the stage fright. Um, like before like I said, I feel like my shit started in 2018, but like before that, the little shows I did then, it was very much didn't know what I was doing, uncomfortable, not as confident, and would get nervous. And I'm gonna tell you, I like I'm not a payola, pay to play type guy. That's not my speed. Like let's figure out something that makes sense, even if it's not necessarily no money involved. But I had paid. I'm like 19. I paid to open for Kevin Gates while I was going to Sam Houston, out in Huntsville, not knowing no better, just thinking this how I'm supposed to do shit. Definitely wasn't worth it, but because I was so like I paid this money and then I actually borrowed some money to pay the money because I didn't have enough, and I was told I was gonna be on stage at a certain time, and that time came and went. So I get upset. I'm frustrated. So I go to the person that supposed to be putting me on stage. I'm like, nigga, what's up? Like, what's going on? Like, you gonna be at this time? All right, bet. I'm still kind of like antsy, kind of mad, but I was so frustrated that by the time I got on stage, I wasn't nervous at all because all my nerves got shook out by me being angry, and so one of my homies filmed me, and that probably was one of my worst performances. But I wasn't afraid, and from there I started really focusing and honing my craft on stage too. Because like kind of like you said in the intro, performing in the booth and performing on the stage in front of live people is totally different. Like you get takes in the booth, you don't get no takes on stage. You got to know your words. You got to be on point. You got to be expressive. You got to capture the energy of the room and create
Yeah.
the energy of the room.
I was
So
about to say that crowd control is something different.
it's key. It's key. It's like because it really the quality of your music definitely is very important no matter what area it's in. But you could have not the best song and a great performance and win a crowd over for sure. I've seen people do it. Shit, I've done it with some of my earlier music that wasn't that great, to be honest. And yeah, like shout out to my homie B Val. He's been just a prominent piece of my whole career. Like I record most of my music with him. And we like 2018, 2019, we was going out touching every stage we could, open mic, showcase, whatever it could be. And we literally would like film each other performing and go back to his crib. It might be 2, 3 in the morning. We'll go back to his crib and review our performances like we was watching film or sports or something. Like, all right, here you could have did this. Here you look kind of dry. I couldn't
Yeah,
really hear you when you
I was
rapped
just
this.
about to say that. Like, you know, like football players who watch a film be like, do you see how this happened? Like
Right, you missed your assignment right here. That's why we didn't score on this play. Like that's how we literally was doing that with each other, and we both became way better during that. And by the time I started throwing my own events and putting my own shows together, I feel like I have one of the best live shows without like I don't have a bunch of like choreography and like a one man show essentially. Like I go up there and it's just me and my voice and I command the stage and command the crowd a certain way. And I think I definitely have a reputation for that. For the people who've seen me, like they look forward. They look around like, bro, when your next show, I gotta be there. And I'm grateful for that. Again, like talking about how the revenue is doing shows, the whole other way to make money outside of actually selling the music. Like it's people who I know for a fact don't stream me all the time, but they come to my shows and they still know words because they know I'm gonna be ready for this show because I don't want to be the one kind of out the loop when he get on stage because the way he bring people with him, he bring a crowd out and he make you if you're not part of that crowd he brought you gonna want to be part of it before he get off stage. So I take a lot of pride in that because a lot of people don't develop that part of their artistry or they think it's gonna naturally happen once they get on. And that's something you got to build from the ground up, just like you got to build your pen from the ground up, just like you got to build your recording style from the ground up.
and I know a lot of artists do like what's called like homework lyrics. Like it's just write, just keep writing.
Yeah.
Talk about the importance of that, like perfecting your lyricism, because I know you said earlier within this interview that you have a very extensive vocabulary, and you know that's hard when you're trying to rhyme certain words. How do you practice that, and how do you perfect that within your craft?
I feel like honestly, I feel like it came kind of pretty naturally to me though, like because I'm very wordy. Um, like the homie that kind of showed me how to structure raps when I was very young, my homie Reggie. He don't even really make music like that no more, but he kind of put the perspective on how it's supposed to go to me when I was very young, like 11, 12 years old. And like from then on, like I study more by listening than and writing as well. But really, like I'll say like I got to where I'm at by listening and understanding what I was actually hearing. A lot of people hear raps and don't really know how the rapper got to the point they got to, as far as like the way they rhyme, the word choices they use, the schemes, stuff like that. A lot of people will use battle rap for that. I'm not a big battle rap fan myself, even though I respect that craft. But I'm really like I'm a as good of a lyricist as I am, I'm a songwriter though. I really like to make music, and I listen to a lot of not a lot of other genres, but I listen to more R&B than rap at this point in my life, even because I kind of that's kind of my latest obsession, being into the simplicity of the lyric of a R&B song, because the melody is usually so strong, you don't even have to like say much because it's not really about. I'm not when I rap. Like sometimes I get the little ooh reaction from a good bar, but I'm more one to provoke emotion and feeling than I am one to impress you with my lyrical prowess. So, but as of late, I've definitely been writing more. Like again, to reference both my albums, after Off the Books, Grieving, kind of depressed. I really wasn't writing. That's why it took it. Like it was 3.5, almost 4 years before my second album came out. And I didn't start back writing till halfway into the next year after the album came out, just going through my own personal things. But But like up until that point, I wasn't writing as much. So after I dropped the 13 songs off the books, I literally had the artists have vaults. I didn't have no vault. I dropped
Yeah.
everything I had when I dropped off the books. And so in 2022 and 2023, I started back writing, but it was like kind of a slow build up. I did a mixtape with 2023 called Bingo the Biggest that got pretty popular and kind of helped me kind of just get used to writing just because that kind of was my homework practice you speak of. And so come 2024, like I finished making the songs for Last Name First, but I probably recorded another 30 songs, 30, 40 songs on top of that. And I've been constantly just writing and recording since then. So now I can say I have a vault and I began to write for others sometimes. That's something I've really always been interested in. Never really had the chance, but I got a few people I'm helping with their projects and writing. Let's say I'm writing other genre songs and just keeping the words flowing because I don't really believe in writer's block either. Like if I talk, I'm very wordy. I talk a lot. Like if we was to get on the phone, I could talk your ear off for hours. Like that's the type of guy I am. So I feel like if I can talk, I can rap because it's using words the same way, just making it rhyme. So yeah, so just being consistent, like me and choosing what you listen to, because what you taking in is what you're gonna put out. So I listen to certain types of music, and I use the energy I get and inspiration I get from life to just constantly keep myself writing, because I don't really care to write songs for nothing too. Like every song, every verse I write, I try to use, like whether it's
Yeah.
for a feature, whether it's for a song for trying to push for a sync placement, whether it's I try to write something for somebody else. Like I don't like to waste my verses, so I don't feel like I write. Like some people, they'll write just to say they wrote today. I don't really do that, but I will try to write damn near every day. But I'm working on multiple projects at a time. So now at this point, to knowing I didn't have no music after off the books after by the time Last Name First came out, it's another 30, 40 songs people never heard. I still have, and I'm trying to build that to 100, 200 songs. So yeah.
So what is next after Last Name First? Because you have all these songs, and are you going to release like mixtapes right after this, or are you developing an entirely different album?
It's a little bit of both. I'm definitely in the midst of working on Last Name First. I got locked in with some bigger producers, and we started working on the project. And really, like that would have came right after, but just the timing because they got a lot of stuff coming out. So trying to lock in with them because they don't even live in Houston. So making the time of that work because I would love for that to be my next project. But I'm also working on a project with my homie Rock, who produced Counting Up on Last Name First. And so I don't know when that's gonna get done or when it may come out, but just really like my goal is to have multiple full projects done so I can have a choice of which one wants to come out next based on like the feeling and the energy, both in my life and in the world too. Because again, I want to keep my content versatile. Like Off the Books was kind of about my neighborhood. Last Name First is about me in relation to my family. You hearing it here first. You might get a deluxe to Last Name First. So that may come out as early as
Hey,
this year.
y'all heard it. Y'all heard it.
Yeah, so that may come out early as this year. But after that deluxe though, I don't really know what'll be next. But I'm gonna have options. So it won't be another 3, 4 years. I'll tell you that. That I can promise. I can't tell you what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be something.
So for you wanting to expand your repertoire across different genres, how can people reach you? Any artist, how can they reach you? Well, let me say, what is the best way to reach you? Because you could say, your IG, DM, but email works as well.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Either or. Yeah. Like I'm all social medias, DMs are fine. God Body Bingo on literally on every platform. Like you can just literally Google me and all of them will pop up. I don't have no underscores, no numbers, no weird stuff separating my name. It's all God Body Bingo straight through. My email is godbodybingo@gmail.com. I check that every day just in case opportunities come through. And yeah, like for if an artist want to work with me, I think the personal DM is best, just so I can like kind of get a feel. If I don't know you, at least I can get a feel for who you are. We can share music, and we can figure out if it makes sense. Same thing with a producer. If you want to send me beats, you can hit me on my email, and my manager email is my email on Instagram, so you can hit that email as well. But yeah, like I've written some R&B. I've written some kind of like almost poppy sounding stuff. none of the stuff has come out yet, but a lot of it's getting ready to. So yeah, I'm working on everything. If it's English, I can write it, like, cause it's all about using the words and yeah, coming up with the melody. So whoever want to work, also like not just music stuff. If you want to book me for a show, if you want to be like Miss J Renee and do an interview, if you want me to if you got some 3X's, you want me to wear your clothes, I'm available for all that. So godbodybingo@gmail.com or godbodybingo on IG, Twitter, Facebook, DM me. I'm open to it.
And Last Name First is available everywhere.
Absolutely. Correct. Yes, ma'am. Everywhere. You can go on godbodybingo.com and click the link, or you can go on your favorite DSP and type in my name, and it will pop up. It's my latest album, 13 tracks. My heart and soul is in it. We got features from B-Val, Josie Green, Deontay Hitchcock, Neptune, Aisha K. And it's amazing. I think it's the best album to come out this year, but clearly I'm biased. So you go listen to it and you tell me.
So everybody, as soon as you listen to it, go comment, make sure you follow him on all platforms, and also share the album, everybody. We pushing our artists, and we making sure that they get to the top, okay?
Absolutely. And go to godbodybingo.com and buy you some merch as well. We got the Last Name First collection. We got hoodies, crew necks, t-shirts. We also got my old flagship collection with the Praise logo, with my God Body Bingo logo. So go buy some, man. Put some money in your favorite artist's pocket. We need it.
Definitely. And I do want to thank you so much. I'm truly honored to have you on my podcast. You know, like I said, I've been following you for so long, and I'm just so grateful that we finally had the chance to have this interview. And yeah, I'm just excited. I really am. I'm excited for your Last Name First album and to what's to come.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. I'm honored to be here. I thought you never asked, honestly. And yeah, it's a blessing. It's always a blessing that somebody cares enough to want to talk about me and my music like that. Like I said, like that's something I got into it. I wanted that to happen, and for it to happen every time I release it just shows me that I'm on the right path. God is with me and guiding my steps. And so people like you who supported me for a long time, I couldn't thank you enough. So I appreciate you.
All right, everybody. That was God Body Bingo on the Talk With Me podcast. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll tune in with y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.
Hey, everybody. What's going on? It's your girl, J Renee. You know I've got something to say. Bringing you new episodes and new guests on your Talk With Me podcast exclusively on YouTube. Like, share, and of course, subscribe. And follow us on IG too. All right, y'all. Bye.